In 2019, deep in the Tasmanian wilderness, a motion sensor camera captured something that stopped wildlife researchers cold. The footage was blurry. It lasted 4 seconds. The shape, the gait, the distinctive stripes across its back matched an animal that science had officially declared dead for over 8 decades. Animals that science said were gone. Verified evidence that suggests at least some of them were wrong. Ghosts of the wild. His name was Benjamin. On the morning of September 7, 1936, a zookeeper at Hobart Zoo arrived to find him lying motionless in the corner of his cage. The shelter door that would have protected him had been locked by mistake. Benjamin, the last known thylacine on Earth, had been there for hours, alone. The thylacine, also called the Tasmanian tiger, was a marsupial predator unlike anything else alive. Covered in dark stripes from shoulder to tail, it ran the forests and highlands of Tasmania for millions of years. Then, in just 4 decades, European settlers, backed by a government bounty program, hunted it to the edge of oblivion. Benjamin's story does not end with his death. Despite being officially declared extinct by international bodies in 1986, Tasmania has been flooded with thousands of reported sightings, many from professional bushwalkers, park rangers, and wildlife officers who know exactly what they are looking at. In 2019, the Tasmanian government quietly released documents showing a sudden, credible surge in these reports. Biological models of this wilderness point to something the surveys haven't accounted for. Tasmania isn't the only place where a ghost has been heard before it's been seen. In the deepest swamps of the American South, researchers have been chasing a sound that should be impossible to hear. Witnesses who saw the Ivory-Billed Woodpecker for the first time reportedly said the same thing. Lord God, what a bird! That became its name. At almost 50 centimeters long, with a blazing white bill and a striking crimson crest, it was the largest woodpecker ever to live in North America. It needed something no longer available: old-growth trees, centuries old, standing in vast unlogged swamp forests. The last universally accepted sighting was April 1944 in a Louisiana swamp, then silence for 60 years. In 2004, ornithologists from Cornell University recorded something in the big woods of Arkansas they could not dismiss. Audio of the exact double-knock drumming pattern and brief video footage in dense forest that, frame by frame, showed the white wing patches of a bird that should not exist. In 2023, the National Aviary published peer-reviewed research using drone footage and trail cameras in Louisiana. Flight physics captured, wing patterns recorded. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, which oversees official extinction designations, has delayed its final ruling on this bird multiple times, because the evidence will not stop arriving. Nothing in the history of science prepared researchers for what happened on a single December morning in 1938. A museum curator reached into a fisherman's net and pulled out something that had supposedly been dead for 66 million years. Marjorie Courtenay Latimer was not a world-famous scientist. She was the curator of a small museum in East London, South Africa, a woman known for her dedication to preserving unusual specimens for local fishermen. On December 23, 1938, she was sorting through a commercial catch at the dock when she noticed a fin she didn't recognize. It was nearly 2 meters long. Its fins were structured like primitive limbs. Its scales were ancient beyond description. The animal she was holding had last appeared in the fossil record 66 million years ago. The same extinction event that killed every non-avian dinosaur had supposedly taken this creature with it. When she contacted scientists, the global research community reacted with disbelief that bordered on chaos. Decades later, a second entirely separate population was discovered near the Indonesian island of Sulawesi, thousands of miles from the first. The Coelacanth is not a biological curiosity. It is peer-reviewed, undeniable proof that the deep ocean can hide living animals for geological epochs. If our extinction record can have a blind spot 66 million years wide, the question of what else we've gotten wrong becomes unavoidable. We have not looked everywhere. We have not found everything. The wilderness is larger than our records of it, and it always has been. We will meet on the next video on Magna Fantasia. Until then, take care, see you next time, goodbye.